Officially, I found out on the day off. All right, because I don't know if he's showing you, but he actually did this whole reveal. But what was weird, what was funny about it is when I first read the script, it was kind of like, oh, obviously it's me. I really did think automatically, and then because of other things that he was kind of doing, being very deceptive, I'll tell you where that much. It's kind of like maybe not, maybe he's twisted it, maybe whatever, and I just went along with it and said, okay, you know what, forget it. And everyone was coming up with different theories as to who and why and all that fun stuff, and then it wasn't until the very last day when I was watching the scene that they shot with Anthony Jodell and Mark, and I'm like, okay, it's me. And I walked away, and I knew at that moment, for sure.
Given his, how to put it, he's a guy with a bit of a dark history. He had some traumatic events happen in his past, and he ended up in a prison with these guys, and ends up joining their crew, and has some medical expertise that comes in very valuable to them. So that's a pretty good, without any, Kevin hasn't had his memory wiped, so he's fully cognizant of who he was and who he is and where he came from and what his demons are.
No, that's the thing, and I mean that was one of the great things about the show is this whole thing about, can you reinvent yourself? Are you a victim of your past? Can you go beyond that? Can you recreate yourself, basically? But then there's things in your past that you just can't, undo, and that's made you who you are. And no matter how hard you try, you are who you are. But then again, maybe you can change some things and this, and then you find out, okay, well, we've probably done some bad things. We've heisted a few things, and you find out you killed thousands of people and things like that, and you're like, oh, wait a sec, maybe it was more than just a little bad. And so, yeah, it's gonna affect you, because as much as you would like to move on and say, you know what, I'm gonna start from here and now and be the person I want to be the ultimate me, you now know these things you've done, and you're like, okay, I'm not a great person. It's a bunch of crap sometimes, and that's the crisis of faith. Can you still hold true to the ideology you have in your head, or you let yourself be the victim of your past and just succumb to it? Part of the motivation is trying to do the right thing, and that's what he's decided he has to do, because despite whatever he did in his past, he feels he's got a conscience, and he wants to do the right thing, even if it doesn't work out in the proper way. And it's like he's doing his best, and sometimes it's wrong, and other times it's right. So when you guys get the flushed out version of what happened, I think you'll be very happy and very excited.
Well, it kind of sounds like you're hinting that your character is actually in the prison and not necessarily on the outside.
He could be. he could, because you're a prisoner in your own head sometimes, right? The crime and punishment thing, you always have that guilt that you can't really get away from, even if you've gotten away with it.
So he turned in his entire friends and crew just to get in prison himself.
That's an interesting possibility. You should write for us. What was interesting, or what it did get revealed, is kind of like, we've spent the whole season building this great camaraderie. And, what was cool about that first season, we were all so different in the first, but then we came together and really, because the world was against us, relied on each other. We became a family, and it became this great unit. And now it's kind of like, oh man, now just screw that all up. And it's kind of like, now I'm not going to be part of that thing that we've created. And so at first it was kind of like, oh man. But then small cool possibilities going to come up, and it gives the character in the show a place to go. And whether you can fix those broken bonds and heal the wounds, or will they never ever trust you again? Things like that.
Well, assuming your character joins the journey, so to speak, out of the prison, what kind of motivates him to want to join up with this crew that might be a bunch of criminals on the run?
I think it's a better place than prison, but that's just, I think, yeah. And if you were to see the prison that they were in, it wasn't the best place, and a lot of it was much like solitary confinement. And I think that solitary confinement is probably the worst thing that you can do to a human being. I mean, we're social creatures. So any chance to get out and be free in some regard, whether it's on the run, whether it's with people that you don't know and don't trust, is better than being put in a cage and put alone. Who knows what else happens in prison? Yeah, I think he gets out of there because one, it's an opportune moment. It kind of happens just on the fly, and it's kind of like, when there's a prison break. When there's a prison break, I think that there's a whole lot of unpredictability from the guards, and it's dangerous. And so, if there's an opportunity to get out of there, number one, it's just self-preservation. You want to get out, and then the second follows in place, which is it's better to be free than be enslaved in a prison. Kevin's a really crafty character, and he's incredibly smart. So he's using his head to sort of place out everyone in there where they fit and see who they are, and label them. And also, I think everyone on that ship is a very, they definitely know how to handle themselves, aside from maybe 5. But she's the youngest, and but she's very, very smart. So I think Devin, his where he fits is very clear, in the sense of, when I come on board, I end up doing surgery on a member of the Raza that they care about, and my role becomes very clear, that I have a certain skill that is very valuable to them, and that no one else has. No one else knows how to do surgery. No one else has the empathy required to do surgery. At least that's the reason that I figured that the android doesn't do it. I think it's a happy accident that those events merged together, and they were extremely lucky that I was there. I don't know. There's complications that happen, and it could be a thing of just trying to make the best out of the situation.
How do you get back involved? You betrayed them all. They're not going to welcome you back.
I'm still trying to figure that out. What's great is it's not going to be some nonsense where it's just kind of like, okay, they're going to hug me and it's not the situation where we're going to hug and it's all better. It evolves in a kind of as organic a way as possible, and it's I think it's very clever how it's done, and that may be part of the journey in this new season, is about reestablishing a trust, and can you still trust this guy, and is he in it for himself, or does he have ulterior motives for some of the things he's doing? And we explore it, and we're gonna have some fun with it, and it's continuing. Also, what's fun about this whole thing is kind of like, we wake up and we do think we're good people. As you recall, we thought we're here to save these people. We're gonna go give them some weapons. They're gonna fight, and then it's kind of, nope, you're here to kill them. And you're actually bad people. And so it's kind of like, then it's kind of like, yeah, but I don't feel like that person. I don't feel like this bad person. But obviously we've had to do some bad things to get where we are, and it's one of those things, it's kind of like some kids that are in certain neighborhoods. It's kind of like, if you don't join gangs, you get picked on or you get bullied, and so you need a support system, and whether people understand it or not, it's better to belong to this gang that's doing these horrible things than to not belong to anyone and be a victim of everyone and things like that. So it doesn't change you fundamentally, but it does, because you are also some of your actions. So everyone has a bit of good and bad in them. Every one of you do, I know. See, everyone does, but it's what you allow to take over in given circumstances, and especially in stressful circumstances, when the truth really comes out of the character of the person.
I think that Devin thinks that, Devin seems that the crew is more like, we have a second chance and we are good people and we are making up for our past, and Devin, I think, is on the other side of it, where he has certain demons that he's grappling with, and he believes that he's done wrong, and it haunts him, and he struggles with those. He struggles with those and wanting to inflict some sort of pain on himself, sort of self-flagellate.
Yeah. And that's interesting too, because he's kind of like, his character, I guess, in essence, kind of shows, if we hadn't lost our memories, the place we might be coming from,
Mm-hmm.
where we've allowed the darker side, if you will, to take over and say, screw the universe, we're gonna do whatever we have to do to get there, instead of being given this basically mind wipe to start over. And in some cases, you know, that's what people try and accomplish through therapy, if you will. Start from a fresh place and move forward, but how many of us can?
I firmly believe that he believes that he has to pay for what he's done. So that would be skirting responsibility, right? And however grounded that belief really is, that he's done something wrong and needs to pay for it, is still what he believes, and his actions support those beliefs.
I don't think any of it really surprised me.
Really?
Because he got to know these people, and he knows their nature, he knows their character, and he knew what was going to happen. And when you make a choice to do something like that, I mean, he expects what he expects, and he's like, yeah, give it to me. I deserve it. I understand why you feel betrayed. But you also have to understand why I did what I did, and I thought is the right thing to do. And it's kind of like, because he knows what he's done, and then some of the responses he gets, he's kind of like, you expect it, but you also expect a certain understanding from some people and other people and things like that. And you know, it was a tough decision for this guy. It wasn't something that, you know, he just did, which you'll discover. He went through some things, and now he has to deal with the repercussions of his actions. I mean, he's always known that he's a dangerous guy in a sense, but how dangerous was the thing? And then you find out you did these other things, and you lose maybe a bit of that, you know, we're gonna change who we are, and so you maybe the character takes on a bit more of a somber note to it, and as we discover things this season, you know, it alters my character more, which is what's fun for me, being able to play this character that has all these layers and is going on this journey, and it's quite a journey, and you know, it's like, oh man, you gotta.
I think he gets along pretty swimmingly with everybody. He with two, I think I think he's very curious about two, and I think that there's a respect for her. Three is sort of like I think in his eyes, dealing with a dangerous animal to a degree. He's pretty gruff and rough around the edges. I don't think that he wants to be on his bad side. And then 4, I think 4 is just a mystery. He doesn't really deal too much with 4. And then 5, I think he really has a soft spot for, and a real affection, and there's something that links to his past that he tries to make up for with her, and take care of her. And then with 6, yeah, he doesn't. Do we have many?
It's
well, no, you
still
know
developing.
What? 6, he knows what 6 has done. I mean, everything's very apparent to him, and he's seen everything, and he's seen the crew, and been in the in the rooms when they've been speaking about him and been angry with him. And, but I think that I do think that there is a sense of
Well, you know,
connection with.
Yeah, with 1 and 6, he doesn't have that much going on yet. We'll say,
Yeah.
maybe, but 1 and 6 are the ones that are still kind of on the fence about this guy, maybe, and he's on the fence, maybe. Who knows? We'll see.
A little on the.
Yeah.
Curiosity, because she shows certain human traits at times, and she has curiosity in her, which is strange for thin android to have, right? It was strange for a machine. If you had a computer and it showed curiosity towards you, it would be kind of mind-blowing.
Terrifying.
Yeah, I'm fascinated by her, and we do interact, and we do have kind of some quip comments and a certain rapport that is interesting. But yeah, curiosity, I think, is the way that he goes about with her.
This doctor that we don't really know that well, but he's obviously very helpful and good at what he does, and he's good at hiding his demons. And so, you know, there is, you know, the functional guy who we wouldn't know might have this, but there's something there, and we probably recognize it because it's in all of us. And so we see something there, but we're not sure what it is yet. And then it gets revealed throughout.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's as I said, it's seeing this character who's going through probably what we would, especially Six, because as he said, now he knows his past, knows what he's done, and he's kind of doing what he did and said, you know, I have to make up for it and punish myself maybe a little bit for what I've done. And so they're actually on a kind of a similar journey.
Yeah.
So you can see that kinship in him, but maybe it also kind of makes him go, uh-oh, at the same time, right?
And more of a theme of atonement this season, as you're trying to kind of atone for wrongs.
I think that was there from the beginning. It's kind of like there's atonement, but then there's also moving forward. And but then reality strikes too, right? You can't just atone for things without the past, which you've forgotten, catching up with you. And that's part of what dealing with that. And all the crap we've done, you know, at the end of the day.
He's making up for his things with how he can help. You know, I mean, the job of a doctor is to help, right? It's a profession of servitude. And I think he's trying to serve them in the best way that he can and pay off some sort of karmic debt, if you will.
For Six, he also betrayed the android. I mean, she may not be human, but she's, again, curious about human emotions. And he took her out first. He knew she was a great threat.
Yes.
So I would think, because she's not going to be able to forgive like a human does, or even forget.
Yeah.
What's that kind of relationship going to be like?
There's a great scene that I can't talk about that he has an interaction with her. And she just, because of the way she just says things, she kind of says it, and he's kind of, oh. It's like, he can't, you know, dispute any of it, and it's kind of like, well, what do you mean? It's kind of like, you know what I mean? And I like that moment that when she says something to him, and it just kind of makes him, rocks him back a little bit, though. Nothing I can say to you at this moment that's gonna, you know, make up for that. But it's kind of like, well, she deserved it. She beat me up that first time we met. Remember that? And I said, he's kind of accepted whatever. And if they were to do something to him, and I think he probably says as much, he's kind of like, listen, I did what I did. Yes, maybe I shouldn't have done it, but it is what it is. And if you want to go ahead and beat me right now, toss me out of the airlock, do whatever you want to do it. You know, it's kind of like, if it's gonna happen. So no, he doesn't play anything scared. He's still this competent badass that, you know, is kind of like, I'll take what comes my way and deal with it. There's some great scenes that are kind of like moments that he does have, because you're right. That was his kind of his kryptonite, his weakness and his soft point. And she motivates a lot what he does. You know, because in a sense, she was the only true innocent on the ship, and he kind of wanted to protect that. And in a sense, maybe part of trying to protect that is what's caused him to, you know, do what he's done. And it's a great storyline that you'll see this season.